from Salt Lake City International Airport. My name is Alex and welcome to another trip report. In today's video, I'm flying with Delta Airlines on board their Airbus A320 in first class. This is the third and final leg of my trip with Delta from Calgary, Canada to San Diego, California. I do realize we have direct flights from Calgary to San Diego, but why do that when you can take 3 flights in Delta's first class instead? Makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, right now I'm rushing to gate F12 after my inbound flight from Seattle was delayed. I understand Salt Lake City is in the middle of constructing a brand new terminal to replace this older facility. It's pretty easy to see why. The ceilings are quite low and it looks fairly dated in general. However, it wasn't too difficult to navigate and it only took about 10 minutes of walking. Today's aircraft is November 343 November Whiskey, a 26-year-old Airbus A320. I picked seat 3A for today's flight to San Diego, which had 2 windows and a good engine view. I've got to say, the interior looks fantastic. The cabin has clearly been redone not too long ago, and it really shows. Legroom here in first is a bit limited, but for reference, I'm 6'8", so it's still a nice amount of space. There were pillows waiting at every seat, along with some pseudo-storage space between the seat and the wall. There's also a universal power outlet and a complimentary water bottle. The tray tables can be found in the center armrest. The cabin crew also came around with pre-departure drinks. I really like the detail that Delta has on their seats. The headrest is also adjustable and very nicely padded. For now, here's our departure from Salt Lake City, taking off from runway 34 right.
Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restaurant smoke detector.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 4 doors, 2 on each side, and 4 window exits near part of your journey.
Now, as we get ready for takeoff, please sit back, settle in, and have a wonderful flight. Thank you for flying with Delta.
I'll be honest, when I booked this trip, I did it to fly through some new airports and get the most out of this first-class fare. I, however, did not realize just how scenic this part of the United States is. In the seat back pocket is the usual safety card, a pamphlet on connecting to the in-flight Wi-Fi, and Delta's in-flight magazine. The in-flight entertainment screens on this A320 are quite large and come equipped with one of Delta's newest systems. As you can see, it's fast, easy to use, and there's a good selection. I do like how they show specific aircraft information. That's a nice touch for flyers like me. The moving map is also very intuitive and looks pretty good. On the bottom of the screen, you'll find the headphone jack and a USB port. Not long after departure, the cabin crew came around with a basket of snacks and served us drinks in proper glasses and mugs. Despite only snacks being served on this 1 hour and 20-minute flight, the cabin crew took very good care of us and came around multiple times offering more snacks and beverages. I believe Delta only serves meals in first on flights that are 2 hours or longer. This new interior also shows in the lavatories. The lighting in here is pretty calming, and while it's an average size as far as lavatories go, it looks very nice. Like I said earlier, this is a part of the US that I've never been to, and the view outside is incredible. This is definitely not the kind of scenery I'm used to up in Canada, and I spent most of the flight looking out the window. About an hour after takeoff, we started our descent into sunny San Diego for a classic runway 27 arrival. Overall, I had a very enjoyable flight with Delta. The refitted cabin on this A320 really made a huge difference. I've flown on aircraft newer than this that don't look nearly as nice on the inside. The cabin crew were excellent, and despite the lack of a meal, provided the whole first-class cabin with constant snacks and drinks. Next time though, I think I'd choose first class on a longer flight instead, and see what Delta has to offer as far as meals go. This was part of a trip that took place back in November 2018, even before I started adding my voice to these types of videos. I've been meaning to get around to this one for a while, but there were some other flights that I wanted to share first. Regardless, Delta hasn't exactly changed their product since then, so as far as I know, this is still what you'd experience on a flight today. That said, thank you very much for watching this trip report. As always, please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.